Okay, now we're coming to the first quality of an assessment or a test. Scholars have proposed different definitions, and often the definitions are just not straightforward. For students of language test, they may find it confusing. Therefore, I try to simplify the definitions. Validity as the first quality of an assessment is actually a match. So validity is a match between the test objective and the test itself. So a good test has to match with the objective. If you want to know people's speaking ability, we'll have to ask the people or the person to speak up. So it matches the objective and the test. Simply asking them to do the skills that we want to measure. Now construct validity. In general, construct validity has the same understanding or definition with the idea of the validity itself. Construct by definition is knowledge or skills. So construct validity means the quality of a test seen from the match between the construct and the test. So if the construct is, let's say, simple past tense, if we want to measure simple past tense and simple past tense as the construct, then the test has to measure simple past tense. The content has to be simple past tense. If there are items that are about other tenses, then the test is considered problematic because it includes items that are not about simple past. So construct validity has to match with has to match the construct and the test. We're now coming to the content validity. Content validity, there are two types of contexts. In the first context, in schooling or university setting, content validity in schooling or university setting is a match between the test content and students' previous learning. This means that the test content should be based on what students have learned in class. If there are some items that students have not learned yet, have not been taught yet, then the test is considered problematic because it has some poor degree of content validity. How do we know that the test has good content validity? We can simply compare the test content and the students' textbooks, syllabus, curriculum, and other relevant documents. The second context, if it's outside the university or schooling setting, then content validity is a match between the test content and real life ability requirement. Let's say in an office, the requirement is for us to be able to communicate in English, to be able to write emails and do correspondence in English and so on. So the test content has to be simulating the real-life requirement. If the test is simply a multiple choice test, then it is certainly problematic. Yeah, it is certainly not content valid because it's not based on the real-life requirement. Okay, now predictive validity. Again, predictive validity is a match, also a match, but between the test result and the assumption of people's real-life ability. Yeah, like IELTS, for example. If we want to study overseas, let's say in Australia, the Australian university would require applicants to submit their IELTS result. Based on that IELTS result, the university can make assumptions. Okay, if we get 7, for example, on IELTS, and then the university will assume that we should be able to follow the lectures really well, should be able to understand the readings, should be able to write assignments and so on. Yeah, so a good test is said to have the ability to predict people's language ability in real life. The next quality is reliability. If validity is a match, reliability is consistency. Yeah, so reliability is the consistency or similarity of a test result. If students are tested twice and get similar or consistent score, then the test is reliable. But if the two results are very different or not similar, the test is not reliable. Okay? Reliability can be influenced by test format, test takers, scorer or the rater, and test administration. Okay? Now let's see the test format factor. One factor that influences whether or not a test is reliable. A multiple choice test can have poor reliability because test takers can simply guess or even cheat. Although they do not know the answer, they can simply cheat or at least still have the possibility of guessing correctly. When tested for 2 times, the 2 results may show significantly different scores. An essay test without clear criteria and standards may as well result in a significantly different score. Short answer tests may have a higher reliability because test takers cannot guess and cheating is not easy. Short answer test does not need a scoring criteria because there is only one correct answer for each item. Okay. Now we're moving to the second factor, test taker-related reliability. A test can show unreliable or inconsistent result if the test taker is having a problem. A smart and diligent student may get low score if the student is unwell or late or is psychologically depressed, so the student cannot do the test really well. cannot do the test normally. This low score does not mean that the test has poor reliability, but it is just because the test taker that is not well when doing the test. The next factor is RaterRelated reliability. If a test is performative, which requires test takers to perform something, for example, writing, giving a presentation, doing a role play, the test must have a scoring standard. The scoring standard can be a rubric with criteria and descriptions, or simply a list of the expected behaviors that the examiners will check off. Without clear scoring standard, a performance-based test can show unreliable results. Intra-rater reliability is poor if a single examiner is not consistent in scoring because there is no clear scoring standard. Inter-rater reliability, on the other hand, is also poor if multiple examiners are inconsistent in scoring because there is no clear scoring standard. Okay, so basically for performance-based tests or demonstrative tests or direct tests, they all require test takers to perform, to demonstrate certain skills. Because they demonstrate, because they perform, then a clear scoring standard is needed, is a must. Otherwise, examiners, either single or multiple examiners, will be inconsistent. That is for obvious. That's obvious because there's no standard. Okay, so there should be a standard. Criteria with its description as the standard. Okay, next factor is test administration. A test can show unreliable result if there is a problem with the test administration. Students can get poor listening score if they cannot listen well because of broken tape, noisy sounds, or so on. Test takers may also get poor score if the room is not convenient due to the broken air conditioner. Test takers feel hot and feel uncomfortable when doing the tests. All this really matter a lot. The last one is washback, or sometimes called backwash, or other scholars even name this as consequential validity because it contributes to the total validity of the test or assessment result. Washback is simply an impact of a test. The impact or consequence of a test can influence learning, teaching, and other things. A good test must have a positive impact or consequence on teaching, learning, and other things. If a test is easy, students are lazy to study. This shows a negative washback or consequence. If a test is challenging, students will study hard to prepare. This shows positive washback. Okay, that was all about the most fundamental concepts in language assessment. I hope that was useful for you. I'll see you again in the second tutorial. Bye.